Good morning, everyone. How's the Josh?
Hi, sir.
Welcome.
Hi, sir.
Hi, very good. Welcome to the meeting number 52 of Mumbai Speakers Toastmaster Club. I am Ajay Sharma, Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. I would like to begin by sending the mission of a Toastmaster Club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and a personal growth. I would like to give a few instructions that we need to follow in the online meeting environment. Number one, I request all the speakers and role bearers to prefix their name, to roll to their name so that it's easy to identify them. Number two, all speakers are requested to do a quick audio and video check before they start their speech. Request the speakers to also confirm that they can see their name, see the timer cards before starting the speech. Number three, I would request you not to type in the chat box when a speaker is speaking, as it disturbs the speaker. You can use the private chat to provide feedback. Number five, do not click on share screen unless your speech role requires you to do so. Number six, you can display a hi-fi or namaste when taking over or leaving from a role. You can connect with me for any technical glitch. I am also your Zoom master for today. Number nine, this meeting is being recorded. In case you have any reservations on your speech being recorded, please let us know and we will pause the recording. Number 10, your turn off your cell phone or set them on silent mode while you are speaking. If you are a speaker, other times, anyway, you all are muted by a Zoom master. There are three ways by giving applause. If your video is on, you can clap like this or use the reaction button on your Zoom screen and click the clap options. It is my privilege and pleasure to welcome the presiding officer of the day. With thunderous applause, let us welcome the president of the club and presiding officer for the meeting, Toastmaster Joy. Over to you, Joy.
Thank you, Sir Ajay. I'm not the president of the club. President of the club is Toastmasters.
Yeah, presiding officer. Yeah, really sorry.
That's all right. But thank you, everyone. Welcome, fellow members and guests, to yet another meeting of Mumbai Speakers Club. And I know I'm not somebody you're used to listening as a presiding officer. But what better way to start the meeting than adhere to the theme of today's meeting right at the very beginning? Yeah, and the theme is twist in the tail. So Toastmaster Sudha, who does a fantastic job as a presiding officer in every meeting, ran out of animal stories this morning and asked me to take over. Now, I later realized there's not much of a twist because she went from animal stories straight to the animal. Anyway, so one of my first learnings in the corporate world was that your confidence is equal to your competence. And your confidence is largely dependent on your communication skills. Yeah, so they say practice makes a man perfect. You know, I disagree. And I'm saying that from my experience as a mentor to several budding Toastmasters who tell me that, you know, I'm practicing my communication skills. I practice every day. I listen to Shashi Tharoors and the Arnab Goswamis and Lalu Prasad Yadavs. And then I practice in front of the mirror, but there's no improvement. And they ask me why. And I tell them maybe it's because, you know, the mirror can't give you feedback, right? So if you practice the wrong pronunciation or you use a wrong word or you mess up the structure, the design of the speech, there's nobody to correct you. You only end up doing the wrong thing really well. So what you need is some instant feedback that you can use, apply immediately and get better. And that is what we do here at Toastmasters week after week. You get an opportunity to improve the one skill, communication, which I personally believe that you can't really master, but you can definitely improve. So before I hand over to the Toastmaster of the day, I see that we have some guests with us today, and I'd really like this opportunity to have our guests introduce themselves to the rest of the group here. I'm going to start with guest Avni. Is that pronounced correctly? Guest Avni. Good morning and welcome, guest Avni.
Hello. Yeah, you pronounced it correctly. Thank you.
So if you could please tell us what brings you here, how did you hear about us, and a little bit about yourself.
So I work as a content designer for a non-for-profit organization in Bangalore. I got to hear about Toastmasters through my engineering friend, and she told you might like it. And I'm doing something like a self-learning thing after a really long time. So I'm super excited. Thanks.
Super wonderful. A content designer. I think that's a great plus, to the kind of diversity that we have here at Toastmasters. Wonderful. Welcome, Toastmaster, rather guest Avni. Okay, some more guests. Parimal. Hi, good morning, Parimal.
Yes, sir. Good morning. I'm Parimal Patel. I work with Tata Projects in purchase team. Actually, I want to improve my public speaking skills and I want to remove my stage fear. So that is why I want to join this, Toastmaster courses and all this.
Okay, fantastic. That's a great start. Eventually you will definitely get there. So how did you hear about us? Did you hear about us on social media or through any of your friends who are a Toastmaster with us?
No, sir. I have heard about Toastmaster Club through website and social media only.
I see.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, awesome. So we are really glad that you guys could join us this morning, and I'm sure that you will enjoy the meeting that we have today. We will connect again post the meeting, okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
All right, and just so you guys know, okay, we have something known as the table topic. So both of you, even as guests, you can go ahead and participate in the table topic. So you'll hear more about that after the speakers finish their session, okay? Great, thank you. Just confirming, do we have any more guests? Not that I see any, but that's it, right? Okay, I guess that's about it. So without further ado, we have a most prolific, proactive, and super energetic Toastmaster Urmila as the Toastmaster of the day. And she's got a very beautiful theme, very different theme. It's called Twisting the Tail. So I'm going to call upon Toastmaster of the day, Urmila. How twist kare? Over to you, Toastmaster Urmila.
I thought a thought, but they thought I thought, or then they thought I thought I thought. If they thought I thought, had been they thought I wouldn't have thought I thought. How many thoughts I have, but still there is no thought. Am I audible and visible? The people are looking like question. Okay. Thank you to Presiding Officer Joy, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. So we do have one exercise. We have to keep our audio and video on for this exercise. So you have to repeat one tongue twister. Once I read out, you have to repeat that tongue twister after me. Let me share my screen. So there is one tongue twister on your screen. Hope you all are, you can read that, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So once I read it, you have to read it after me. Yellow butter, purple jelly, red jam, black bread. Spread it thick, set quick.
Yellow
butter, purple jelly, red jam, black bread. Spread it thick, say it quick.
Butter, purple jelly, red jam, black bread. Spread it thick, say it quicker. Yellow butter, purple jelly, red.
Sudha ma'am, you have read whole thing.
You guys are champions with tongue twisters.
Yeah. So again, yellow butter, purple jelly, red jam, black bread. Spread it thicker, set quicker.
Yellow butter, purple jelly, red jam, black bread. Spread it thick, say it quick.
Yellow butter, purple jelly, red jam, black bread. Spread it thick, say it quick.
So the third line, yellow butter, purple jelly, red jam, black bread. Don't eat with your mouth full.
Yellow butter purple cell, red jam.
Don't
Don't
eat
eat
with your
your
mouth.
mouth full.
Don't eat with your mouth full.
Thank you. Now, this is the tongue twister or slip of the tongue. How we can say? So the twist in the tail, or the tail in the twist. So now I believe that everybody's tongue has twisted with this tongue twister. Okay, so let's begin. Let me stop this share screen. Okay. So the tongue twister of all sorts and sizes have been raising laughs and not in tongues for decades. For example, the world famous Peter Piper tongue twister first appeared in print sometime in 1813 in a book called Peter Piper's Practical Principles of Plain and Perfect Pronunciation. A tongue twister in itself, isn't it? Nevertheless, to this day, people all around the world still love to have a laugh and improve their pronunciation with a good old tongue twister. So what's the tongue twister? Cambridge Dictionary defines it as a sentence or phrase that is intended to be difficult to say, especially when repeated quickly and often. Tongue twisters don't make a lot of sense, but they are filled with repeated sounds, making them extremely helpful in speech therapy. Basically, a tongue twister works the same way as physical exercise. The more you practice, the better your pronunciation will be. What is more, tongue twisters were, and probably still are, used by actors before a representation, by politicians before a speech, and even by news anchors before going live. If you do want to improve or perfect your English pronunciation, let's dive into this complete challenge of tongue twisters. So we have today's meeting is divided into 3 sessions. First is prepared speech, second table topic round, and third is general evaluator. So before I start introduction tag team, I would like to play one video.
Now, the comedian you've been waiting for, King Julian, stand up.
Hope everyone can listen this, right? Can hear it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's what you think how hard tongue twisters are. And so now I will prove him wrong by perfecting them at lightning speeds. Let's start. She sells seashells by the seashore. Now fast.
Not very loud.
It's just so easy.
Yeah, Sudha ma'am, did you speak anything?
Can you make it a little loud? I don't think it's very clear.
Waiting for King Julian, stand up. Maurice was just saying how hard tongue twisters are. And so now I will prove him wrong by perfecting them at lightning speeds. Let's start with an easy one. She sells seashells by the seashore. Now fast. She sells seashells by the seashore. It's just so easy. Okay, or what about how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Holy! I can even do it backwards. Do chuck, 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 wow, wow. Perfection frontwards and backwards. Now for the grand finale. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. I'm so good. I can even do it blind and on one leg. Drum roll, please. Peter Piper, pick a pack of. Success! Maurice, I'm the king of all tongue twisters.
Hope all have enjoyed this video. So let's start with our, we have tag role who is important in every meeting. So for a successful meeting, we have a tag team, timer, accounter, and grammarian. So as a timer, we have timer as Alvin De Silva, who had joined recently, I think few weeks back. He is a manager in a private bank, and he joined a Toastmaster with the purpose of communicate properly, and he has some fear in public speaking. So that's why he had joined Toastmaster. So let's welcome Toastmaster Alvin De Silva.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Urmila.
Alvin, I have one challenge for you.
Okay.
Just a second. So you have to speak these tongue twister ties. So first, when you are speaking, it could be slowly, and the second time you are speaking, it could be quite faster than earlier. So yeah, please start. Can you see that on your screen?
Yes.
Okay, so you can start now.
Luke likes lake. Luke's duck likes lakes. Luke licks lakes. Luke licks lakes. Duck takes licks in lakes. Luke likes luck. Luke takes licks in lakes. Duck likes. I think
Now you have to read faster.
I think I did one mistake.
Yeah, it's okay. It is tongue twister.
Yeah. So Luke likes lakes. Luke duck likes lakes. Luke licks lakes. Luke duck licks lakes. Duck takes licks in lakes. Luke likes luck. Luke takes licks in lakes. Duck likes.
Oh my God, how your tongue has twisted with this tongue twister. Thank you so much. Now you can go with your guidelines for timer.
Okay. So thank you again, Toastmaster of the day, Urmila. We all know the importance of time in our life. William Penn said, "Time is what we want most, but what we use worst." Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Alvin De Silva, and I am entrusted with the role of timer for today's session. As timer, I will be helping the speakers to express their thoughts within the allotted time limits. My duty is to time prepared speeches, table topic speeches, and speech evaluations during this meeting. To help me in performing my role, I have this set of 3 color cards, which I will show you. So the green card indicates qualifying time for your speech. The yellow card indicates target time for your speech. The red card indicates the maximum time allotted to you. Okay. For an icebreaker speech, I will show the green card in 4 minutes, the yellow card in 5 minutes, and the red card in 6 minutes. We have a grace period of 30 seconds on either side of the time limit. For a 5 to 7 minute prepared speech, I will show the green card at 5 minutes, the yellow card at 6 minutes, and the red card at 7 minutes. For the prepared speeches, we have a grace period of 30 seconds on either side of the time limit. I will present the timing report when called upon by the Toastmaster of the day. For table topics, each speaker is encouraged to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. I will show the green card at the end of 1 minute, the yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red card at 2 minutes. For the table topic speeches, we have a grace period of 30 seconds only on the upper side of the time limit. I will present the timing report when called upon by the table topic master. For speech evaluation, each evaluator has 2 to 3 minutes. I will show the green card at end of 2 minutes, the yellow card at 2 minutes, 30 seconds, and the red card at 3 minutes. For the speech evaluations, we have a grace period of 30 seconds on either side of the time limit. I will present the timing report when called upon by the general evaluator. Again, for the benefit of all, I shall present the timing rules for the table topic and speech evaluations later when called upon by the table topic master and the general evaluator respectively. Back to you, table topic master of the day, Urmila.
Thanks, Alvin, for these guidelines for timer. It is, time is precious and we need to follow time guidelines. So our next tag role player, who is our counter, he is pursuing BTech in chemical engineering. He enjoys learning new skills. He has joined Toastmasters to improve his public speaking skills. He had joined few days back, in fact, and he has already started taking role in meetings. So let's welcome our counter, Karthik Sankhe.
Very good morning, Toastmaster Urmila. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible and visible. I have challenge for you. Just a second. So this is your challenge. You have to read this slowly once. Then second time you have to read faster. So hope you can see the screen, right?
Whether the weather is fine or whether the weather is not. Whether the weather is cold or whether the weather is hot. Well, whether we like it or not. Okay. So whether the weather is fine or whether the weather is not. Whether the weather is cold or whether the weather is hot. Well, whether we like it or not.
Thanks, Karthik. Thanks. It is so amazing. You have spoken both the times very well. So now you can continue with your guidelines for our counter.
Yes. Good morning, Toastmaster and guest. The purpose of our counter is to note words and sound that are used as crunch or push fillers by anyone who speaks. Those ums and ahs are called disfluencies because they break the fluency or smooth flow of speeches. In a situation where you are focused of everyone's attention, disfluency weakens what you have to say. Their presence sends signals to the audience that you are anxious or you are not aware of your speeches or you're unsure. Regardless of underlying causes, an excess disfluency of fillers undetermines your messages. But don't worry, I'm here to make you aware of the unaware. Thank you to you, Mr. Toastmaster, Mr. Toastmaster Urmila.
Thanks, counter Karthik, for these guidelines. Let me call grammarian. So grammarian for today's meeting is Pooja. She has recently joined. She is storyteller as well. And she joined Toastmasters, has become a confident public speaker. So let's welcome grammarian Pooja. Pooja?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible and visible. I have challenge for you as well.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
So this is your challenge. You can see on your screen. You can start now.
Okay. And do I have to go twice? Once?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So Grandma Gabby grammar grabbed a gram of gummy goulash. If Grandma Gabby grammar grabbed a gram of gummy goulash, how many grams of gummy goulash did Grandma Gabby grammar grab? Right. I'm going to go next again. Grandma Gabby grammar grabbed a gram of gummy goulash. If Grandma Gabby grammar grabbed a gram of gummy goulash, how many grams of gummy goulash did Grandma Gabby grammar grab?
Very nice, Pooja. Now you can continue with your guidelines for grammar as a grammarian.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guest. Good morning, everyone. As Urmila mentioned, I have joined Toastmaster Club just a few weeks back. But yeah, this is my first event when I have taken up a role. Now, as a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their languages. I will take note of any not so correct usage of the English language, as well as all example of good usage. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. And therefore, for today's meeting, the word is reciprocate, which means to respond in gesture or action by making a corresponding one. It also means is to return the favor simply. And some of the examples for using the word is to, for example, to reciprocate is not in his nature. For example, he will reciprocate in kind, right? So that's basically the word of the day today. Now, each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. Whenever any speaker uses the word correctly, I would request the audience to show a silent thumbs up as a sign, as a mark of appreciation. And I will give the word of the day report and grammatical usage report when called upon by the general evaluator at the end of the meeting. Have a nice.
Thanks, Pooja. If you could mention the word of the day with meaning in chat box, so people can, start using in their speeches. Thanks. So let's move to next part of our meeting, which is very important, which is prepared speech. We have two prepared speakers for today's meeting. So one is icebreaker, who is going to deliver by Sangram. And the second speech will be delivered by Vishal Mehta. So for this, let's get started with this first speech. I call upon the evaluator to read the objective of this speech. So for first speaker, we have evaluator Sarika. So she is veteran speaker and she is a charter member of the club. She is really vivacious. She is dealing compliances part in daily professional life, in her professional life. So let's welcome first evaluator Sarika to give guidelines for speaker Sangram.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Urmila.
Sarika, I have a challenge for you as well.
Okay.
Just a second. So this is your challenge. Hope you can see on your screen, and you have to repeat this twicely. First, you have to read it slowly, then little faster than earlier. Yeah, you can start.
Okay. So here we go.
Yes.
Mommy, send me a toe. Me, get me a mole. Mommy, send me a toe. For me, mommy, get me a mole. Mr. Kister feet so sweet. Mr. Kister, where will I eat? Mommy, send me a toe. Me, mommy, get me a mole. Mommy, send me a toe. Fee me, mommy, get me a mole. Mr. Kister feet so sweet. Mr. Kister, where will I eat?
All right, very nice.
Okay, so good morning, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Today, my speaker, Toastmaster Sangram, is attempting his icebreaker speech, level 1, L1, P1. The timer, please note, the timings is 4 to 6 minutes. The purpose of the speech is to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speech. The speech title is We Are All Doppelgangers of Our Past Selves. So, good luck, my speaker, Toastmaster Sangram. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thanks, Sarika, for this guideline. Hope Sangram will follow this guideline and deliver his speech accordingly. So we have first speaker Sangram. Sangram, quickly check just your audio video could be clear.
I hope you can see me, right?
Yes, you're audible and visible. Yeah. So Sangram, I have challenge for you as well. Let me share my screen. So this is your challenge. You just read it twice.
There was a fisherman named Fisher who finished for some fish in a fisher. Till a fish with a grin pulled the fisherman in. Now they are fishing the fisher for fisher. There was a fisherman named a Fisher who finished for some fish in a fisher. Till a fish with a grin pulled the fisherman in. Now they are fishing the fisher for fisher.
Thanks, Sangram, for this tongue twister. Hope your tongue has twisted and you are ready for delivering your first speech, which is icebreaker. The Toastmaster Sangram topic, we are doppelganger of our past selves. We are doppelganger of our past selves. Toastmaster Sangram, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Urmila. Fellow Toastmasters, it's an absolute delight to present my first speech today. As we go,
just hold on. Can you see timer screen?
no, I don't.
Timer, are you ready with your timer screen?
Toastmaster of the day, it will be visible in the timer card, so you can see a white background in the screen.
Sure. So yeah, Sangram, you can start. All the best. Thank you.
Okay. I hope it is recorded now, right? The timer.
Yeah, he'll have to reset the timer. Start it now. Alvin, you're there?
Yes, I'm there. You can start now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Urmila and fellow Toastmasters. It's an absolute delight to present my first speech today. As we grow, we are a different person in the same body. We may change for a period of time, but it may be, but we may look like at what we used to. In a way, we all are doppelganger or of our past selves. This line completely resonated with me. This line completely resonated with me. I was born and brought up in Mumbai. I grew up in a chawl. As a child, I was very shy and reserved. I was very nervous when I used to talk with the people outside my area. I used to. This is what the nervousness is, which I used to face, friends, when I used to talk in the first time. Hello, friends. This is Sangram, and I'm a mortgage risk professional by a professional. This is how I was very nervous when I talked for the first time in my colleges or something. I was a very bright student in my school. I completed my graduation in one of the reputed schools, one of the reputed colleges in Mumbai. I would like to tell one of the interesting thing when I was in a college. As I was from a 1 kilometer, I was told that you will not be able to speak in front of, or maybe you will not be understand anything when you attend the college for the first time. You will be, completely blank. I'm talking about way back in 1992 when I first joined my college. Forget about speaking in English. It was like, the curriculum task for me. I somehow completed my graduation and started doing in odd jobs. But I was not very serious about my career. I was very careless about what I used to be. My father was working and he used to support with a lot of expenses. He used to pay most of the bills. I never had to pay any bill for that matter. In 2005, I joined a BPO. It was a completely different culture for me. And then I somehow was quite not able to adjust with the new culture. Add to that my nervousness. I restricted myself to a work and become more introvert and reserved. The result was very obvious. No growth, no promotions. I was still happy with the way things were going at that moment, as I was more into the comfort zone. But things have changed in November 2011 when I lost my father. Life is so cruel sometimes. If it brings something which is unusual or something which you haven't expected, I was shocked. I was devastated. It was, I was not ready to accept the things, and I went into depression. It affected my personal and professional life. How did I come out of it? Well, I took an opportunity to move to a different location. It gave me some breather to think about what went wrong with me. I was completely away from my family. I was completely away from a comfort zone. And that one decision changed my life. I have learned that I need to improve myself. I need to do things which I feel I can't do. And then I realized training is the one thing which will help me to overcome my fear of public speaking. It will help me to connect with the people. By the time I came back to my base location, I already decided that I want to be a trainer. And even though I do not have any training skills, and it really worked. So everything clicked at that right moment. Fear is like that darkest entity which clogs your mind with a lot of negative thinking. Fear has two meanings. Forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. Choice is yours. Nonetheless, the person who is speaking in front of you is more confident, more energetic, sensible, and a very positive thinker. I am pretty much confident and capable of doing things that my mind said to. In a way, we all are, or we all become a doppelganger in some way. It is like completely different people who happen to look like us. A shy and reserved Sangram in childhood is a doppelganger of an introvert person in a BPO. And the introvert person in BPO is a doppelganger of a person who is speaking in front of you. I joined Toastmaster as I want to become a motivational speaker and help people to grow and improve their best and achieve their best version of themselves. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Urmila.
Thanks, Sangram. It was really awesome speech. And yes, you were confident enough and energetic too while delivering your speech. We couldn't find that you are delivering first time this speech. So all the best for you, for the further speeches. I request audience to give him your remark or your recommendations or anything to Sangram to his personal chat. Yeah. So okay. So let's start. We have a second prepared speech delivering by Toastmaster Vishal Mehta. For evaluating his speech, we have an evaluator who is most energetic. He itself ex-com committee member and sergeant at arms of our club. So let's welcome Toastmaster Alter to give the guidelines for this prepared speech. Yeah, Alter.
Sure. Thank you.
Alter, I have a challenge for you. Are you ready for that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Here you go. So like you can see that on your screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will go
You
ahead.
have to repeat this twice.
3 tree turtles took turn talking tongues twister. If 3 tree turtles took turns talking tongue twisters, where's the twisters? The 3 tree turtles talked. 3 tree turtles took turns talking tongue twister. Where is the twister? The 3 tongue turtle talks. I'm the king. I skimmed the middle line, so I was faster.
No worries. Well tried. Thank you.
Just kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, Alter, please go ahead with your guidelines or objectives for this speech.
Sure. So today my speaker Vishal is delivering his L1 P2 speech from the pathway of persuasive speaking. The objective of the speech is that in his speech, he should able to express his viewpoints. Then audience should able to accept his viewpoints. And finally, he should able to convince the audience. And that's the objective of the speech. Timer, please note the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, TMoD.
Thanks, Walter, for these guidelines. Yeah. So we have second prepared speech speaker who is Toastmaster Vishal Mehta. He had joined few months back. He has already he has taken lots of played lots of role in the meeting, and he is also a consistent and regular member of our club. Let's welcome first speaker, second prepared speaker, Toastmaster Vishal Mehta. Vishal, can you
Yes,
quickly check your audio video?
yes. Am I audible and visible?
Yeah, you are audible and visible.
Can you see the time screen background white?
Yes, it's white.
Okay.
Before you start your speech, you have to face the challenge.
Of course. Okay, so
Yeah,
here we go.
Just a second,
Yeah.
hold on. So here is your challenge.
Alrighty. Silly Sally swiftly shoots 7 silly sheep. The 7 silly sheep, silly Sally shoot. Silly Shalled south. These sheep shouldn't sleep in a shack. Sheep should sleep in a shed. Silly Sally swiftly shoot 7 silly sheep. The 7 silly sheep, Sally shoot. Silly Shalled south. These sheep shouldn't sleep in a shack. Sheep should sleep in a shed.
Thanks, Vishal. I think all members, all role players are already practiced for these tongue twisters. They are twisting their tongue very nicely. So Toastmaster Vishal, the monk enlightenment, Toastmaster Vishal. All the best. Over to Toastmaster Vishal.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Urmila. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Every day, while returning back from office, I pass through this signal. I know there's nothing spectacular about passing through a signal, as we all pass through tens or probably even hundreds of signals every day. But one day I was returning from work and I was passing by this signal, and I just stopped at the red light and I saw something very interesting. At a slight distance, I saw there was a monk. He was selling books at the traffic signal. Now, this was really surprising to me because I've never really seen a monk selling books at a signal. I've seen a lot of other people trying to sell books and all kinds of other stuff, but this was something very new to me. And to myself, I was just thinking, maybe I was just feeling bad for him. And I was just thinking to myself that might be that he is going through some really tough time, that he needs maybe some extra money, or might be that his supervisor might be putting some additional, targets on him that he should achieve by selling more books. But nevertheless, the signal turned green and I just moved on. Now, every day, whenever I used to pass by this signal, I used to see this monk, and at times I had this thing that let me just ask him that, what's making him sell books at a signal, because normally we see monks in their religious places. But I mean, it never really occurred to me. So one day while I was about to approach this signal, it was green and I thought I'll just go through, but it just turned red and I had to stop at the signal. Now, since it was a regular signal for me, I knew this would last for about 3 minutes. So I was patiently waiting. And there I see him, the monk, going from vehicle to vehicle, trying to sell books. I looked at him and I thought, let me just call him and ask him. So I signaled at him and he came to me and he started showing me all his books. I asked him, if you don't mind, can I ask you a question? He reciprocated and said, yes. I asked him, I've never really seen a monk selling books at a traffic signal. I mean, is your supervisor or trying to, do you guys have like targets? To that, he just smiled and said, I'm not selling books. I'm spreading God consciousness. That answer really took me aback. It was like hitting a hammer on a nail. And in the meantime, the signal turned green and there were people behind me who were honking at me. So I just had to go forward. Now, for a few hours, I was just pondering over his response and the way he was just looking at his situation, that he was doing it for like a really great cause. That really enlightened me to an extent. And while pondering, it took me back to my childhood memory. I remember one very vividly, when there was this kid in my neighborhood who was a bit physically and even mentally challenged, and his father bought him a bicycle to learn. Now, every day the father would take this kid, make him sit on the bicycle and try to push him so that he could learn the bicycle. He would just pedal a bit and he would just fall down. This would happen every day. And me seeing this from my balcony, to me, I was just feeling so bad for that kid, because I could sort of imagine what he was going through, because he would fall down, he would cry, and his father would just pick him up, go back. Next day, the same thing would repeat. I even told my mother that we should just go and tell this father that he's being really unfair to this kid. And my mother told me, it's none of our business. Let's just stay out of it. This went for a few days actually. And again, one day I was in the balcony and I saw the same incident happening. The father put the kid on the bicycle and he pushed him slightly. But this time the kid went on and on and on. He almost went to the other side of the road. And I looked at his father and he was like, yes. And all of a sudden I had that moment. I was just thinking about this guy from the kid's perspective, never thinking that the father was really wanted his kid to learn how to ride the bicycle. So, I mean, that the monk event really related back to this childhood incident, which I really felt it's so, I mean, we should always look at things from a different perspective. For example, let's say you are looking at a white object and you may be wearing a yellow glasses. To you, it will look yellow. Maybe if someone is wearing red glasses, to him or her, it may look like it's a red object. But honestly, like, putting yourself or looking at it from a different perspective is what actually makes a difference. I recently read a really interesting article which had a line at the end which said, when you look at, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at, they change. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thanks, Vishal, for this elaborated speech. We have second session for the table topic session, and for that, before moving to table topic session, so we do have challenge. Like we are playing tongue twister challenge in the meeting. So for this table topic, we have table topic master, who is Ajay, who is going through all the table topics, and he's just giving you the guidelines for the table topic session. So let's welcome Ajay for this table topic round.
Yeah. Good morning to Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. We have seen some of the fantastic speeches, prepared speeches. In our real life, it has been observed that we don't get opportunity to prepare and give a speech. Just consider if you are in a meeting or a get together in the office and you're in a huge crowd and your boss has asked you to give a speech. Suddenly, when he asks you, or you might be asked to say a few words at a family gathering, how do you feel in that situation? Uncomfortable, right? And that's a natural. The ability to speak confidently and clearly without any preparations is required a huge practice. In Toastmaster, the table topic sessions allows us to practice spontaneous speaking in a safe and friendly environment. it will give an opportunity to speak out. I reciprocate everyone, please participate and take the benefit. Now let me call the timer to give you the timing guidelines.
Thank you, Ajay.
Yeah.
For table topics, each speaker is encouraged to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. I will show the green card at the end of 1 minute, the yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red card at 2 minutes. For the table topic speeches, we have a grace period of 30 seconds only at the upper side. Please note this, it is only at the upper side of the time limit. Thank you. Back to you, Ajay.
Thank you so much, timer Alvin. So please come up, volunteer, any volunteer, come up please. Guest may also participate.
Ajay, we should start with the guest.
Yeah.
Either we can do, we can start with the one experienced Toastmaster, then we can go with guests.
Yeah, I would suggest let the Toastmaster start. I mean, experienced Toastmaster, then it will go to the, I mean, we can ask a guest to participate. So Vishal Mehta raised a hand. So Vishal Mehta, the questions to you for table topic, I, me or myself. I'm repeating again, I, me or myself.
Thank you, table topic master Ajay. The first thing when I when I heard this I, me or myself was, I think it's a couple of movies. One probably a Hollywood Salman Khan movie, and another one is movie, I think it's a Jim Carrey movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I, me and myself. So I believe all these characters point to just one person, and that's us. Normally we get obsessed about ourselves quite a bit, and we should always value other people's opinion as well, rather than just thinking that there are just only 3 people in this world. That's I, me and myself. A lot of people, they bring in their own perspective into the conversation, or into the meetings, and I think it's in the best interest and for the greater good that if we get more people to participate in any conversation or be it any activity, we'll always get a lot more inputs from them, and you'll be able to take your accomplishments to a higher level. With this, I pass it back to you, table topic master Ajay.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster. Anyone else, please, who raised their hand? Please come up. Okay. Gramin Pooja Singh raised their hand. So the questions to you. Emojis on WhatsApp makes you dash dash dash. Emojis on WhatsApp makes you dash dash dash.
Okay. So first of all, thanks Toastmaster Ajay, and it's a very interesting topic. So I would fill in the blanks with robotic. Emojis and WhatsApp make you very robotic in expressing yourself. I believe that every person has got a big, spectrum of emotions and experiences to share, and somewhere using the emoticons and the chat way of conversation actually limits your expression, limits your storytelling capability. It just makes it very, very robotic, unless you are like great at writing every statement just on the fly. So I would say, yeah, it definitely makes your entire conversation a bit more bit mundane, bit more robotic, and definitely, I mean, if I want to chat with somebody, I definitely pick up the phone and talk, rather than deciding myself to just WhatsApp or emoticons. Back to you, Toastmaster Ajay.
Thank you, Pooja. Well said. Anyone else, please, to volunteer for this table topic sessions? Please come up.
I think the guest also was, he was raising as well.
Guest Parimal, would you be comfortable to join this session?
Let me try, sir.
Okay. I'll give you very easy questions, don't worry. Yeah. The questions to you. One thing about yourself. One thing about yourself. Over to you, guest Parimal.
Yes, sir. One thing about yourself. Okay, so I always, I come out from a village, Navsari, and then I joined Mumbai in Tata Projects in 2008. So I'm very nervous at that time. I was very nervous. So what to do at Mumbai? There is no home, new thing in new city, and no one is knowing me. Then I make my made my few groups and develop friends, and then start my career here. So that is, I can say, one thing in my yourself.
Well said. Fantastic. Very good.
Okay, thanks, sir.
So, guest Awani, will you be join if you're comfortable?
I can give it a shot.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. It really shows the courage. Yeah. The questions to you. What is the meaning of integrity to you? What is the meaning of integrity to you? Over to you, Awani.
Quite a moral topic. So I'll just keep the perspectives to what I feel integrity are. There are different examples or way in which you can define integrity based on the setting you are, like at personal setting, home setting, or when it comes to professional. Just being honest about yourself and sticking to the value system. It also couples a little, I would feel, to how the society defines right or wrong, that this is ethical, moral, and this is not. Following to it to a certain extent also falls in the definition of integrity. But mainly just being honest about this is what I feel at this point of time, and taking stand or building up the courage to share it with the larger audience or community. That is how I look at integrity. Honesty is a very important attribute when it comes to integrity. Honesty about yourself, honesty about the environment, society, and things that you stand for, maybe.
Yeah, rightly said. Absolutely. Eric. So, Toastmaster Sarika raised her hand. Sarika, okay.
I sent a back emoji.
Okay.
No worries. Tell me.
Would you participate?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Sarika, the questions to you. The day you become an actress. The day you become an actress. Over to you, Sarika.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ajay. The day I become an actor, actually, I'm already an actor. I feel that because you act different roles in your life. You know, you act like a mother, you act like a wife, you act like my daughter-in-law, and you act like a colleague, and you act like a manager. So I think everybody is an actress in its own space, and how beautifully you act with integrity, with honesty is what matters. I mean, puri shiddat se act karna and to do what you want in that role. I think that is what the most important thing. And I feel some things, the moment you accept yourself the way you are, automatically these roles just come to you. Like being a mom for the first time. I never thought that how I will be a mom, how bad mom I'm going to be, or how good mom I'm going to be. But then you just act, you know, I mean, you just perform your role, you perform every day, every moment, and to whatever you get. So yeah, so I think being an actress, as you mentioned, I'm already an actor in myself in all the roles that I'm performing, and I'm happy to perform it till my deathbed. So yeah, thank you. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Amazing, amazing. Very good. Anyone else? Or Sudha ma'am? Or Joy?
Okay.
Oh, Joy, raise your hand. Okay.
I have a spotty network, just warning you beforehand if my screen starts to lag, okay?
No, your screen is not lagging.
Okay.
Yeah. The questions who impresses you and why? Who impresses you and why?
Wow. So there are a whole lot of role models that I have in my life, but role models are humans and they happen to go ahead and have their own follies and flaws. You know, it's only when you go ahead and realize and when you read more about them is when you feel that it's okay. You know, everybody's a human and they will all have flaws. So it's easy to go ahead and connect with such people who have flaws. The one person or rather two people that actually impressed me in my life are my kids, actually, you know, because my kids, unlike most humans, right, they don't try and fit in, which we adults do, right? They're just being themselves. And that is what impresses me the most. You know, all my life I tried to fit in. And I think most of us will actually go ahead and do the same thing. We want to be part of the herd. You know, we want to fit in with our colleagues. We want to go ahead and do the things that people tell us to do. But here are my kids who impress me because they don't really, you know, give a damn in the world of what you think about them. They just go about doing their own things. And from them is how I realized that I should be able to go out and drop the mask that I've been wearing all this time, trying to be somebody else, and I'm not. And I think I've been successfully able to go ahead and do that. So I'm being more of myself. And the only reason is because I've learned it from my kids. They are the ones who impress me the most. Thank you. And back to you, Toastmasters.
Well said, Toastmaster Joy. Well said. Very nice. Anyone else? Or Toastmaster of the day? Oh, Urmila ma'am. Sudha. Toastmaster Sudha. Yeah. Questions to you. Questions to you.
Yeah.
Peace in life. Peace in life or money? What you will desire? Peace in life or money? What you will desire? Over to you, Sudha.
Thank you so much, Table Topics Master, Toastmaster Jay. Actually, you've asked me a question to which most of the people would answer only in one way. At least that's what I think. And if people have not realized that they would answer it in that particular way, is because they're still exploring the Maslow's theory. So according to me, I would definitely be looking for peace of mind more than money, anytime, anywhere, and always. It's also because if you don't have the peace of time, the quest for money becomes a very compulsive, very exhaustive affair. And then you just realize that you're on a road where you just don't have any support. You yourself are not in sync with the quest. So it's very important that peace of mind is important. So for me, what is peace of mind? Peace of mind is definitely health, a good health, people around you who love you, people around you who support you. That's very important. And yes, you need to obviously also give back to society. And in that manner, you're also grateful for what the blessings that you've got from the Almighty. So for me, peace of mind is always on the top. And yes, it cannot be purchased from any shop. And it has to be achieved and explored from within by looking within, and also evaluating your options and your circumstances that you're living with on a daily basis. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Jay.
Okay, well said, Sudha. Very nice.
Ritik is finally in the hot spot.
Thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to end the sessions. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Urmila.
Thanks, Table Topic Master Ajay. Let me call timer with the time report for prepared speech as well as table topic.
Yeah, thank you again. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, Alvin, you're audible and visible.
Okay. So for the icebreaker speech, Sangram, first time speaker, he took 6 minutes 38 seconds. So it's slightly 8 seconds above, but I would recommend it to be considered, even though it's not my call. For the prepared speeches, Vishal Mehta took 5 minutes and 43 seconds. So he qualifies. For coming to the table topic chapter conducted by Ajay Sharma, Vishal Mehta took 1 minute 20 seconds. Pooja Singh took 1 minute 17 seconds. Parimal took 55 seconds, which is less than the qualifying time. Avni took 1 minute 14 seconds. Sarika took 1 minute 25 seconds. Joy was 1 minute 28 seconds. Sudha 1 minute 42 seconds, and Ritik 1 minute 30 seconds. So except Parimal, rest all qualify. Back to you, Urmila.
Thanks, timer Alvin, for this elaborated report. May I request Zoom Master to quickly run the poll for prepared speeches and table topic?
We have kept Sangram for the prepared speeches. So, yeah. Do you want to keep guest Premal also? The Toastmaster of the day, Urmila, timer, Elvin.
I would recommend, since it's the first time, I would recommend to keep him, but the general call.
So he took 55
seconds.
I think we can consider him because he is guest and he has participated in this table topic. Hope everybody is okay with this.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have completed best prepared speaker poll. So now we will be launching table topic speaker. Please vote.
Zoom Master, please give me confirmation once you're done.
It's done, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Zoom Master Ritik. So back to the theme. Benefits of tongue twisters. They strengthen and stretch the muscles involved in speech. This muscles exercise leads to clear pronunciation, clearer speech patterns and helps rectify some of the hardest sounds for you. They are also just fun, making learning pronunciation something that can be quite frustrating, more enjoyable. There are also tongue twisters poem you can check out for longer practice and more of a mouth workout. Go to funwithword.com. The second benefit of the tongue twister, which is they show you which sounds are difficult for you. Like depending on your native language and your own strengths and weaknesses, some sounds will be harder for you than others. Tongue twisters can really highlight which sounds you are struggling with. You may get stuck on the same sound again and again. This is a sign to focus on that sound. Moreover, you may already be aware of sounds that are challenging for you. For example, speakers of Korean and Japanese tend to have difficulty with the sounds. So you already know that you should work on these sounds. Try practicing red lorry, yellow lorry, and red blood, bad blood, like this kind of tongue twisters. The third benefit of the tongue twister, they are a great warm-up. Even if you are a native speaker or you have mastered English pronunciation, tongue twisters are a great warm-up exercise before you make a presentation. Speak in public, then teach a class, lead a meeting, act, and more. So the tongue twister, like there are many tongue twisters we can get easily on Google website. There are lots of website for these tongue twisters. There are lots of video had made for these tongue twisters. Even it is good for kid also. So I may request all the participant or the audience to try these tongue twisters at least 2 to 5 minutes in a day to twist your tongue. So let's move to third session, which is general evaluation session. So this session will be conducted by our own a president of our own club, who is energetic, vivacious person, and she's like in every meeting she is playing presiding officer role, but now today she's playing general evaluator role. So let's welcome Toastmaster or general evaluator Sudha ma'am. Over to you, Sudha ma'am, for general evaluation.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Urmila, for conducting the twist in the tail and entertaining us with so many anecdotes on tongue twisters. And I'm sure a tongue twister when said, we always have a smile in our face, isn't it? When we listen to it itself, our faces lighten up and we feel there is a joke, there is an element to kind of be happy about it. And she has maintained it throughout the meeting. And I'm wondering why she didn't give me a challenge. Are you trying to be soft on me or something, Urmila? Or you think I can't do it? Come on.
If we have some time in hand, then we will definitely play one round for tongue twister for everyone.
No, but I'm one of the role players. I thought I'll be getting a tongue twister by default. But anyway, no worries.
Definitely, we have one challenge. Let me share my screen.
Worries. We can do it later. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, and welcome everyone, Toastmasters, role players, and also the guests who have joined us for this wonderful meeting. So in Toastmasters, the general evaluation session is the most important one. We are all here to improve ourselves. And how do we improve ourselves without having proper feedback given? Toastmasters institutionalizes the concept of feedback in a manner that we actually, everything that is done today at the meeting is being looked into for improvement and feedback. And that role today has been given to me, and I will try to do my best to make sure that we get our necessary feedback to keep learning and growing in this journey. So to assist me in this role that I'm playing today, I would be calling upon the tag role players. I will also be calling upon the evaluators who will be evaluating the speeches, the prepared speeches, and I will also be giving a general feedback on today's meeting. So let me start first with the prepared speeches evaluation, which is going to be conducted by the two evaluators. The first one today would be Toastmaster Sarika, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Sangram, who has given his icebreaker speech today. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Sarika.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Sudha. So my speaker, Toastmaster Sangram. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step, a single step. And Sangram, I have to tell you, you have taken your first step today. The first step or to achieve your goal. So let's break your, sorry, but I can't see the timer screen. Otherwise, I'll again talk a lot. Yeah, okay. So Toastmaster Sangram, the title of the speech was really catchy. We are all doppelgangers of our past selves. So, you know, and how beautifully you started the speech. You linked it to the title. Of course, you were nervous in the initial space, but how beautifully you turned it around, you know. At the end of the speech, we were completely, at least I completely forgot that you were nervous and you took it so well. The structure of your speech, you spoke about your childhood, how your characteristic was of being shy. You spoke about your college life, then about your first job, and how there was a loss in family, and then how this entire transition from depression to finally finding your purpose and your motive of being a healer. Sangram, you're really very inspiring, I have to tell you. I mean, this entire story was such an inspiration to us. At least to me, it was a very big inspiration that how beautifully you led this entire life, you know, and how you came out, you took it as a challenge, and finally you find your purpose at what you want to become. You ended the speech also with a nice way of connecting back to the title. You spoke about fear, and you spoke a beautiful aspect about, you know, forget everything and run, or face everything and, you know, you have to face it, right? And how, again, you connected the title of being doppelganger from being childhood to your middle stage, and then now to the current stage. So I think overall, the content of the speech was very nice. You had vocal clarity. You had eye contact. I think gestures, maybe you can improve more on the gestures. Audience awareness. You had audience, I mean, we were all glued to what you were talking to know more about what Sangram is. Definitely, it was out of the comfort level. I could feel that initially, but then beautifully you taken it over. And it was quite catchy. The speech was quite catchy. Now coming on, these were the really wonderful things that you did in the entire speech. Now coming on to the improvement, I think Sangram, overall the content, as I said, it was very nice, but I think in an icebreaker speech, I really wanted to know more about, I wanted to hear more how you transition from that depression stage to, you know, finding the purpose. Maybe there you could add some more content that how you transition that. I wanted to hear more about your hobbies, your life. You definitely told about how you got into Toastmaster, and maybe few more examples to bring a complete, it was a wonderful story, a beautiful picture, you know, that you depicted about your entire life. So overall, it was an amazing speech, Sangram. We really want to hear more of you, and you're truly an inspiration. Good luck to you, and thank you. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sarika, for that detailed evaluation on the icebreaker speech given by Sangram. There is one gesture which we do in Toastmasters when anyone completes the icebreaker. We all give them a standing ovation. So let us all put our hands together and, if possible, stand up and congratulate Sangram on his breaking ice today. Congratulations, Sangram. And can we have your video on, Sangram?
Thanks, everyone. And
Congratulations and keep it up. Yeah, it was.
Thank you so much for your comments as well. It was, I was actually nervous, but thank you. Thankfully, it's all a first thing I was able to get through. So thank you so much for everyone.
Thank you, Sangram. We all go through it. Let me tell you, if that is reassuring for you, we all have gone through it or still going through it. So it's nothing new. And Toastmasters stage is the one where you don't need to worry about making mistakes, because we all do, not to be judged, and we'll only keep improving. So congratulations, Sangram, a wonderful speech. I will come to that in a little bit of time. We now move on to the next evaluator, who is our own Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Walter, to evaluate Toastmaster Vishal's speech.
Yeah, hi, am I audible? Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank
yes.
you. Thank you. Thank you. So, Toastmaster Vishal, first of all, congratulations. There are two important days in everyone's life. The first day is when we born, and second day when we come to know why we are over here, the purpose of life. I believe that's the state of enlightenment, and the monk enlightenment was an innovative title which pulls the attention of audience. And over here also, Vishal, you try to find out the why of the two specific incidences, and you get enlightenment out of that. Once we got the third perspective. Overall, it was a great speech. The speech, the clarity, and it was understandable. On vocal variety, tone, speed, and volume, it was absolutely fine. However, I would say that when you was like talking with your mom about that kid cycling practice, you could have shown some anger in your tone, like mom will have to talk with that his parents, this has to be stopped. So you could have shown that anger in your tone. That little modification in tone you can build in. Eye contact, you are making eye contact very well. In online meeting, it was difficult to whether we are using eye contact to gauge audience and all, but fairly you are used well. Gesture was also good. Overall content was very good. The way you have started with the story, and you have given the minute details, and that created the interest in the audience. Then you show that the response you got, the surprising response, he's spreading the God consciousness, and that again helps to connect with the audience. Then you started with your second story, and there also you have narrated very well. And the final ending, you have again come back to the long story related to that, and then you emphasize the example with giving the example of the glasses and colors, and how the green glasses and yellow glasses, the perspective you try to emphasize. And then with that, I think we are able to convince your viewpoint. And to emphasize the more, you narrated the quote of Albert Einstein: when you change the way you look at the things you look at itself get changed. Overall, the great speech, perfectly achieving the objectives, as well as the convincing all of us. It's not just seeing the things, we have to see in their perspective, then only we'll come to know the real meaning of those incidents. That's it from my end. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Walter, for such a wonderful evaluation. I'm sure Vishal is going to carry forward the recommendations and keep improving and making a wonderful speech every time he comes on stage. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Walter. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Clear.
Can you guys hear me? There is some internet connection is unstable here. Yeah, okay, great. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Walter. And I also resonate and reciprocate the same feelings about Vishal Mehta's speech, which was I think, a level up and almost becoming motivational speech. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vishal. Now, let me call upon the tag roll report. So with that, I would start with first the timer to share the timer report for the evaluations, please.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, General Evaluator Sudha. As we have seen, good speeches by both the speakers, and very well, if I can put this word over here, reciprocated by both the evaluators in their evaluation. Sarika took exactly 3 minutes, considering that initially she could not see the timing screen. I've adjusted that accordingly, and she took exactly 3 minutes to complete her evaluation. Walter took 2 minutes 47 seconds. So both qualify in their evaluation. Thank you. That's all from my end. Back to you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Alvin. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Alvin. And let us have the poll. Yes, I think our awards chair is very proactive on this already. Hello.
The polls are
Hello?
done, General Evaluator.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
I'm
yes.
sorry, I'm asking this because it's just stopping in between. So I'm not sure. Okay, let me move on to the R counter to come forward and stage the R counter report, please. Toastmaster Karthik.
Yes, I would like to ask the permission for sharing the screen.
Sure.
Yes, is the report visible, ma'am?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So Toastmaster Joy took used 3 hours, 1 words. Toastmaster Sudha used 5 plus hours and 2 words. Whereas Toastmaster Sarika used 5 plus hours and 1 words, 1 so and 2 repeated words. Toastmaster Walter used 3 words and no repeated words. Toastmaster Ajay used so. Toastmaster Pooja used 5 plus words, 1 words, a word and 1 repeated word she uses. Toastmaster Sangram used 5 plus words, 3 words and 3 repeated words he used. Toastmaster Vishal used 5 plus hours. Then Toastmaster Urmila used 5 plus hours and 1 repeated words used. Guest Parimal used 2 hours and 1 so. Guest Avni used 3 hours. Toastmaster Ritik used 1 hour. To you, General Evaluator Sudha.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Karthik, for that detailed R counter report. I would like to now call upon Toastmaster Pooja to place her grammarian report for us, please.
Thank you, General Evaluator Sudha. Apologies, everyone. There is some internet connection, so I've tried to sort of join through my phone. Okay, let me start with my report. First of all, this is my first, as I mentioned earlier, this is my first, assignment as a grammarian. So I have, while I tried to do good with my role, but I got, sometimes I got lost in the awesome speeches which were presented. So yeah, let me first start with the usage of, reciprocate, which was the word of the day. And I would like to thank Vishal and Alvin. They used this word very nicely in their speeches as well as in their conversations. So thank you so much. Now we had, numerous examples of, really using good phrases and good vocabulary during the host of the speeches as well as table topic discussions. Now, if I come to, some of the examples of bad, or not so correct grammar. I think the first one which I would like to call out is there were a couple of examples where there was inconsistency in the verb, right? So for example, if you're narrating a story from the past where you are using everything as a in the past tense, suddenly you say, become more something, it was incorrect, right? So that was the first incident. The second one, there were a couple of times there was inconsistency in the noun. So for example, this guideline versus this guidelines, or so this guidelines is not the correct usage. It has to be either this guideline or these guidelines, right? So that is something that is the another incident which I would like to mention. The second similar one was where, question to you, questions to you, which gets followed up by just one question. So somewhere it needs to be either question for you or question to you, but not questions. Another one was, I think somebody tried to narrate the context or the background about the speech, but I think it didn't. I mean, they resorted to words like, based on the setting, etc. I think you can say based on the background, or the background, or just to set the context would have been a better, better utilization of words. So yeah, those were a couple of examples which I just wanted to call about. But I think overall fantastic, speeches and table topic discussion as usual. Back to you, General Evaluator Sudha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pooja. And yes, since it was her first session, we did have a chat in terms of, how is it that I'm going to be sitting and pointing out other people's mistakes. I don't feel comfortable doing this. So I had to tell her that she should look at it as a responsibility as a grammarian to be able to hone that role, because at the end of the day, we are all here to improve our grammar, and you have been employed to conduct that role so that we all can improve from our grammatical mistakes. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pooja. Yes, Ritik, you can do the auxiliary player, role players polling as well. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Now moving on to covering the meeting as a whole. The meeting started on spot on time, exactly at 11 o'clock. And our enthusiastic Sergeant at Arms today, who was Toastmaster Ajay, started off with the guidelines of the meeting. And he also explained the rules or the context of the meeting, and he did that role very well. And we had our presiding officer, Joy, who always brings some new twist. And he made us actually realize we are going to be going on a twisting session, twist kare, our twist kare. I like that part of his presiding officer's speech. And he took us through the fact that how we are going to be looking forward to the session today. And then we had the Toastmaster of the day, who was Toastmaster Urmila, who had a wonderful theme. I think we all need to put our hands together and congratulate Toastmaster Urmila for that unique theme, which I think she blended it so well to the Toastmaster session, because I don't know, I've not seen any other Toastmaster meeting where they have got tongue twisters as a theme. So you came up with a very unique thought, and I really liked it because it was like a game, but also keeping in mind the importance of English and the importance of trying to be in sync with the language. And yes, of course, everybody was tested on their usage of tongue twisters and how good they are with the speed accelerators which you gave them. So it was, but you didn't give me one. Anyway, so kudos to that Toastmaster Urmila. And yes, we all need to do our roles a little differently and be aspirational about the roles that we play in Toastmasters. And I think she has showcased that very well. So we want more such unique ideas to come through, and we are looking forward to everyone's contribution on that. So we go on to her introduction of the tag role players. It was spot on. And the Toastmaster, Alvin, had a detailed introduction of the timer's role. Alvin, you probably can cut it short a little bit by just giving the highest, lowest, and what is the maximum that one can go in the 3 evaluations. Just making a little bit more shorter, because I think you did go through a lot of detail, but you can make it a little shorter. But the introduction about the time as a value was a very good one. Karthik, I also liked your introduction about the R counter. Keep it up. Pooja, kudos to you. It was the first time that you did it. You did a wonderful job. You had a word of the day called reciprocate. It is a very commonly used word. Definitely, we all use it. But maybe, just a suggestion, maybe you could probably think of one which goes in sync with the theme. That could have been a little better, so that people could relate it to the theme when they're coming on stage, either as a part of the introduction, or we could see more people using the word. But reciprocate is not a difficult word for people to use, but maybe there was a little difficulty in putting it into the prepared speech or the table topic speech. Yeah, so that is,
platform.
can we mute, please? I don't, yeah, okay. So that is as far as the grammarian's role is concerned. And then we moved on to the prepared speeches. Now the prepared speeches, one had an icebreaker and the other one was an L1P2 speech. Now I want to start with the prepared speech of the doppelganger by Toastmaster Sangram. He went through initial nervousness, and the way he handled it was absolutely fabulous. He stood there, he stood the ground, he re-attempted the sentences till he probably got back into the frame of actually a continuous flow of words. So this is what everyone needs to do when you are there. You can't run away from the stage. You have to hold it and you have to get back. And Sangram has been he showcased a very unique trait that we all people have to, congratulations Toastmaster Sangram, we all people have to go through, because the environment that we go into is definitely cannot be controlled. Today it is the Toastmaster session here as a virtual session, but when you are probably called upon to give a speech in amidst strangers, it's not easy. So we have to go with the flow. Once you're there, you have to give complete credence to your responsibility of delivering the speech. I mean, he could have gone back and he could have probably said, no, I can't do it. But he stood. And by the way, you turned it around. You turned the speech around so beautifully. I loved, in fact, I've given him a feedback on it. It almost was an inspirational speech for all of us. So coming from the icebreaker and the nervousness, you actually touched our hearts, and with the message that you gave, and beautiful connect to the audience. Congratulations and keep it up, Sangram. We want to see you more on the stage. Yeah. We go on to the next speaker, Toastmaster Vishal. Like I've always said, Toastmaster Vishal surprises me every time he comes on the stage and gives a speech. He comes with such a unassuming disposition he has about himself, but when he comes on the stage, he appalls us with the content. And yes, he also left a beautiful message with all of us. Great speeches, both of you. I mean, the most important part of a speech is connection to the audience, and I think both of the speeches were almost 10 on 10 on that, because you kind of resonated with a lot of emotions with the audience. Then came our table topics master, which was Toastmaster Ajay. He was, as usual, very enthusiastic. taking on the speech and being on the other side of the game and testing everybody's impromptu speaking capabilities. So Toastmaster Ajay, you did a wonderful job there. Great topics. And I think we had 8 table topic speakers. So I didn't realize it. When I was doing the poll, I actually counted. We had 8 table topic speakers. So great participation. Kudos to that. Guests and members participated irrespective of even if you had the roles to play. So excellent job on that. Great job, Toastmaster Ajay, on the topics as well. Now we move on to the evaluation. We had 2 great evaluators, Toastmaster Sarika and Toastmaster Walter, who gave their detailed evaluation to the speeches, and I'm sure they are taking back their pearls of wisdom to apply in their speeches. So overall, I think it was a wonderful, I should say speckless meeting. We didn't have any major glitches. We were on time. We are almost ending probably before time. And we had great participation, a great theme, great table topics. So in short, I would rate this meeting as a stellar meeting with meeting all the criteria of a typical Toastmasters meeting. So congratulations and thank you so much. We have the guests still there with us. I think Parimal is here. Avni, you're still there or she's left? She was here for a couple.
Oh, I'm there.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Avni, I'd like to hear from you now that you've attended the whole meeting. What did you feel about our meeting today?
I really like the structures. I was super impressed with definitely the time element, like it's 43 now, and I wasn't expecting looking at the agenda because there are so many things to be covered, whether it will fit or get covered the right time. So the structure was amazing. This, especially the feedback rounds, I was waiting for it, that I know there are speeches and things that are happening, but would there be a feedback mechanism? Because eventually the learning happens in the feedback aspect. So I was very, very happy about it. Definitely tongue twister as a concept. I just noted down in my diary also that while I write content for my NGO students, I would include tongue twister because it's fun, it's interesting. Yeah, I was very happy with the meeting, and just as a learning opportunity, it teaches you a lot, whether it's directly or indirectly.
Thank you so much, Avni. Yes, I think it was a unique meeting with the tongue twisters element, and we all enjoyed it a lot. Now we go on to guest Parimal. Yes, Parimal, would you like to share your thoughts at the end of the meeting today?
Yeah, madam, actually I enjoy the program. Overall program is very good and it will be useful to me and all people, because I want to improve my speaking skills and personality development and stage fear removal. So it will be helpful to me and it's a good program, madam.
Thank you so much. So after this meeting, I will be definitely connecting with you to give you your formalities of the joining the club. Y'all can take a call based on that after the meeting. Now, yes, so I'm also transcended to my role of the presiding officer after the general evaluator, if you have noticed it. So just few announcements. I have to say that we will be having a joint meeting. The next meeting will be a joint meeting with the Advanced Toastmasters Club of Dubai. So that's going to be a unique one, an interesting one. We will be dividing the roles between the two clubs in a manner that we all get our participation. Try and give speeches in this meeting because we will be needing, this is a good platform for you to test your skills in another club as well and get the feedback which is required. So fill up the agenda as soon as possible. Unfortunately, we can only have 4 speeches. So 2 from here and 2 from there. So whoever comes first, I'm ready to take it on. Table topics, master or the TMoD. We'll be distributing amongst the two clubs. So I will be in touch with you on the clubs group on that. The second most important thing is from from the month of March, I definitely want to introduce something called the Toastmaster of the Month award, which we have been thinking for a long time. People have shown some excellent contributions to the working of the club in times of challenges, in times of need and support. They have all reached out. So I've seen some amazing contributions, and I really personally want to appreciate it. And we will be having award ceremonies on that front as well very soon. Maybe the next meeting that we'll have. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, each and every member of the club, for keeping the club's flag going high and strong. Thank you. And can we have the awards? Are we ready for the awards? Do we have
you are generally evaluated, not presiding officer.
Yes, I'm swinging from role to role. Ritik, are you there? Do you have the awards? Yeah, just.
Can we launch the poll for Big Three?
I will request, can we have a small challenge with this tongue twister, whoever has not participated or who has not taken yet?
Urmila, can we finish the award thing and then have it, if that's okay with you?
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Are we ready with the awards?
Yeah, just give me 10 seconds.
Sure.
The polls are done.
Or you can try maybe one of the tongue twisters with someone. By the time Ritik can be ready with the awards, yeah.
Sure. So I would like to give chance to you. Okay. So so it is very short Hindi tongue twister for you. You just repeat it 5 times. So you start with the lower tone, then you have to bit faster at every time. So the tongue twister for you, जिस साले की चाबी उस चाबी का ताला.
जिस साले की चाबी उस चाबी का ताला.
Yeah, correct. So you have to repeat it this 5 times.
Oh my God. जिस ताले की चाबी उस चाबी का ताला, जिस ताले की चाबी उस चाबी का ताला, जिस ताले की चाबी उस चाबी का ताला, जिस ताले की चाबी उस चाबी का ताला. Am I done?
You have to read once again.
Oh, जिस चाबी का ताला उस ताले की चाबी. उल्टा हो गया.
Anyways, nice attempt. Anyone would like to participate? We can afford 3 to 4 participants for this role. Joy, Alter, or anybody from guest. Guest only, would you like to try?
Sure.
Okay, so here is the tongue twister for you. Upper roller, lower roller.
Upper
roller, lower roller.
upper roller, lower roller, upper roller, lower roller, upper lower roller, lower roller, upper roller, lower roller, upper lower upper lower roller, lower roller. Tough. So it seems easy.
Nice attempt. Thank you.
Thank you.
Joy, Ajay, I would like to go for this. Because there is, I have not given chance to both of you. So would you like to go for this tongue twister challenge?
Joy, come on.
I think Joy is not here. Ajay?
Joy, tongue twister.
Yeah.
Ajay, would you like to go?
Yeah.
Okay, so tongue twister for you, which is cheap shop chips. Cheap shop chips.
Cheap, shock, chip. Cheap,
Correct.
shock, chip. Right? Cheap,
Yeah.
shock, chip. Cheap, shock, chip. Cheap, shock, chip. Cheap, chip, Shock chip.
It was sounding like cheap shock chips. No worries. Thank you for this attempt. Anybody like to go, or shall we stop and we can have award results?
I think people are hungry, Urmila. They want to go and have their lunch, so
Sure.
they don't want to spend their energy probably. Thank you so much, Urmila, for that.
I would like to say one line if I have your permission.
Sure, yes, of course, please.
Yeah, so I would like to thank you in a special way and a few others for getting me back actually. So as you know, I was almost gone from here as a failure. So it's like coming back in a good style. And thank you for the motivation and the others who really helped me. I was in touch with, after your call, there were many people who personally called me. So I don't want to name anybody and miss out anybody. So I want to thank everybody. And immediately after your call, a couple of days back, and immediately people came in action to help me out to get aboard again. And so it's like I remember the dialogue of this movie. अगर किसी चीज को शिद्दत से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात उसे तुम्हें मिलाने में एक कर देती है. So it was that way. So, and that is the experience that I saw when after the call, and people really helped me out with whatever queries that I raised. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome, Alvin, and please don't hesitate to reach out even now going forward. The Toastmasters is a voluntary organization, so we might be busy with other things, but the intent to help is always there. So don't even have a doubt on that. So we'll always be there to help out. And I'm so happy you've come back and you're taking up, and I want to see you doing your icebreaker very soon. Yeah. Congratulations, Alvin, and thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. So now we go on to the awards for the meeting today. So first award will be the best prepared speaker, and that goes to our Toastmaster Vishal Mehta. Congratulations, Vishal. Hello, are you there? Have you taken the pictures? Vishal, have you taken, Ritik, have you taken the picture?
It's in the recording so that we can take it later.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, now we go on to the next award, which is the best table topic speaker, and that goes to Toastmaster Sarika Shah. Once again. Sarika is actually, every time she comes as table topics, she somehow manages to get the award. So as a mention, I would like to tell everyone that we will be having the contest of the table topics coming up soon. So please come with the same zest and take the stage and participate in table topics. That will be great practice for you to prepare yourself for the contest, which is coming up soon. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sarika. Now, the best evaluator. The best evaluator goes to our very deep, very sincere Sergeant at Arms and a part of our ExCom member, being Toastmaster Walter. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Walter. The Best Auxiliary Role Player Award. There are a lot of auxiliary role players in the meeting. We have the tag roles, the awards chair, the SAR. There are a lot of people who make this meeting a successful one. But yes, we still appreciate all of them. But there is one award which goes to Toastmaster Pooja Shah, who's taken the stage for being a grammarian today. Congratulations, Toastmaster Pooja.
Thanks a lot, Sudha. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
And the best of big three is the person who came up with a twist in the tail and offered us a lot of entertainment and giggles and laughters as she took us through this session. It is Toastmaster of the Day, Urmila. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Urmila. And with that, we conclude the award ceremony and the meeting. If there is any questions, anything that we need to be on the stage, we can. Otherwise, you can stop the recording. Yes.